We're back out here once again, and today we're talking about the absolute best place to catch tons of active winter bass. I've got the video footage that proves it, and the best part is every fishery has this. Stick around, you really don't want to miss this one.
Ooh, golly, that's another good one. Whoa, that's a toad. Holy cow, that's a toad. That's a straight toad. Wow, that's a big fish. Come here, buddy. Wow. No, ooh. Whoa.
And here's this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing. Today's episode is going to be just a little bit different, and there's a good reason for that, which we'll get into. Normally, I like to talk about a bait or a technique, presentation. I talk about where to fish it and a lot of the retrieves that you can use. I like to have on-the-water footage that shows me working these things in context. I believe it's an excellent teaching tool. But today, we're going to do just a little bit different type of format, and that is, I've got a video that I want you to see unedited from front to back. And there's a reason for that. See, there is an excellent place that every fishery has for wintertime fishing. And it just amazes me how underutilized these locations are, even though they are an absolute goldmine. And this video kind of bears that out. Now, I want you to pay attention to some things that happen here, the sequence of events as it unfolds, because like I said, it's pretty amazing. And when that video is done playing, we will analyze it. We're going to break it down just a little bit so you can see just what happened. And hopefully when we put these pieces of the puzzle together, you can see for yourself why this area is important, what makes it so great, and why it's just so crazily underutilized. So here's the footage and take a look at it.
Am I boogered up? I'm boogered up. If you don't want it, I'm going to go get it. If you don't want it, I'm going to go over there and go get it. Come on. That'd be great. Yeah, that would be great. If you don't want it, I'm going to go over there and go get it. I'm not wasting damn time. Alright, that was awful nice of you. You don't want it, I'm going to take it. I just saw a bunch of bass jumping over here by the boat ramp. And that gentleman in his nice boat, they were jumping right in front of him and he kept right on going. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that's a good fish. Oh, that's a really good fish. Oh, yeah, that's a good fish. Wow, that's a good fish. That's a big fish. Come on, stay pegged. Oh, that's a good big fish. There we go. Come here, you. Come here, you. That's what you love to see right there. That's what you love to see. I had him good. You were going nowhere, my friend. I gotta get my pliers. Alright, I got my bait all tangled up all kind of different ways, but 2-pound bass. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous 2-pound bass. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Alright, we found a spot where they're busting. We found where they are, so thank you, son. Appreciate it. Oop, there he went.
Now that was some pretty crazy footage, wasn't it? I was fishing the boat ramp, so obviously that's what I'm talking about here. I've been hammering that nail for years now, beating that dead horse, me and several other YouTube anglers. Why? Because that concrete slab or an asphalt slab works just as good. It sits out in the sun. It's a big, broad place of rock that just heats up as that sun hits it, and that radiates back out into the water. It attracts fish from all over the place. And did you see what was important about this video? Why that video was so important? When I noticed something happened in there and I really wanted that spot. See, right here. Again, if you're watching this on a phone, it's going to be hard to see. But if you have a bigger screen, you're going to see what I'm talking about. And that is those splashes right there. That is bass chasing bait fish in the middle of the day. And the more amazing part about it is that guy in his boat is going right through it. Now, he saw it. He absolutely saw those bait fish jumping, but he did not recognize it for what it was. He didn't recognize that he had literally stumbled onto a gold knife. Now, I'm the kind of guy who gives someone their space to fish. I desperately wanted to make casts there. I'm not going to lie. But as long as he was there with his boat, I wasn't going to do that. I was not going to encroach upon his fishing area if I could help it. I feel that is bad form. I feel that's not a good way to fish. I know that if I have a good fishing spot and somebody else is coming along and trying to take that water, it irks me. So I try to be the guy who gives somebody plenty of space. And I'm talking 50, 75 yards or more if I can. But he just kind of trolled right on through there. And when I did fish that spot, because he left and I made sure he was gone and continuing to go, which he did all the way up the lake, I fished that spot. I caught a bass, a nice bass on the first cast. Now, I continued to make casts in that area and I continued to catch nice bass after nice bass after nice bass. I knew it was going to be that way. And this obviously was what I was using. Just that white Yo-Zuri jerkbait, because that's what works for me in that area. Another thing I could have used obviously was some topwater, but I didn't have a topwater tied on at the time. I wanted to make sure that I maximized my efficiency on the water. I wanted to maximize how many casts I could make in that area to catch fish. So I went with the jerkbait. I knew that was going to work. So that's what I stayed with. Now, toward the end of this, as I was wrapping things up, a younger guy, probably in his mid-20s, he was backing his boat down into the boat ramp. And he saw this episode transpire, and this is another piece of footage I just kind of want to let play out and let you guys see just exactly what happened here.
All right, we're going to see if we can't snag a few more out of that school. Oh, there we go. I hope you got a jerkbait, brother. Whoa, that's a good one. I've caught about 6 out of this school. All about like that. Yeah, I'm about to let you have it. I'm gonna see if I can't catch one more, and I gotta get out of here. That's about 2 1/4. Not bad. Not the biggest, but not bad. Oh yeah, they're busting bad. I mean, watch and you'll see them busting all over the place. I hadn't left this spot. I appreciate it, dude. Right there, you are a good fish. Yeah, a little about right at about 2. Beautiful fish. Thank you very much. Boom.
All right, so the young guy, he's coming down the boat ramp. It's getting close to the end of my day. A guy ran through there and let me have the water, so I'm going to give way to this young guy and let him have the water. But what happened after I turned that camera off, he got his rod, he got a jerkbait rod, and he went out to the pier and he started fishing right there with his boat kind of on the trailer halfway in the water and his truck doors open. That's how crazy it was. But he was so surprised at the amount of bait fish that were in the water. And he kept saying, look at all the bait in the water. Look at all the bait in the water. And I'm saying, yes, that's what the bass are feeding on. That's what they're going crazy for. You could see them and you could see the bass chasing them. Yet he didn't know anything until I pointed it out. And he saw me catching nice fish out of it. And he started to sling that jerkbait and he started to work the snot out of it. And I asked him, I said, has anybody ever shown you how to work a jerkbait before? And he said, well, this is how you do it. And I said, no. And I showed him, I said, watch me. And I cast it out and I said, first thing you've got to do is you've got to crank it down. Now let it sit. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, especially when it's cold, so the bass get acclimated to it being there. Otherwise, it's just a hunk of plastic with hooks that's going through the water and it's not going to mean anything to him. You have to be able to mimic an injured fish to entice those bass. So you've got to do it on their terms. And I showed him how I work it, a couple of twitches and let it sit. Couple more twitches and let it sit, being random with it. And, well, it looked like it adjusted. It looked like that he adjusted a little bit because I had to leave. I had to fire up the old boat motor and I had to leave. I was done for the day. I had things I had to do. Even though, obviously, I could have caught more fish. But I wanted to share the water. I wanted to leave it for some other guy. As I was driving back down that road, coming by the main boat ramp, I was able to look out off of the road onto the water, and I saw that young man, and there was another boat by him at that point in a small metal skiff with a little, it looked like a little 15-horse tiller motor on it, but they were both catching fish out of it and looked like they were having a really good time. And I can tell you, I promise you from now on, that young man learned something that's going to stay with him for the rest of his fishing life. Boat ramps are important, and there's a way to fish them. So there you have it. The absolute best place on your fishery to catch wintertime bass. And it's often ignored. But if you let that boat ramp have a chance to heat up and come back to it in the late afternoon when it's radiating that warmth out into the water, watch how crazy it can be and how many awesome fish you can catch. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.